Roger, I got to ask you a couple questions about you because you had a great quote in an interview that I think embodies a lot of your story. And you said, when I was in Tokyo, I sold my Lambo for Bitcoin. When these days, a lot of people are selling their Bitcoins and buying Lambos. And I think it was kind of an indication that you were kind of in the entrepreneurial game really young. You obviously were a big adopter of these coins really young. Tell me a little bit about that kid, Roger, who sold the Lambo for Bitcoin. Who was that guy, and what made him tick?
Yeah, so I've been involved in e-commerce since the dawn of the internet, and ran one of the most popular bulletin board systems in Silicon Valley for those of us that are old enough to even know what a BBS was back in the day. And so I saw how incredibly difficult payments over the internet were until Bitcoin came along. And so there was no doubt in my mind whatsoever that people were going to just naturally start using Bitcoin for payments. And so I had a Lamborghini before Bitcoin had ever even been invented. And then I was actually supposed to sell it to a friend of mine when Bitcoin hit $5 for the first time. But that friend wound up being busy, so we never got around to it. And I actually wound up selling it to buy more Bitcoin when it was closer to maybe $100 a Bitcoin. But I had a Bitcoin orange Lamborghini just by chance that it was that color, but sold it to buy more Bitcoin in 2012 because there was no doubt in my mind people were going to start using it as money. And then when we saw the blocks be allowed to become full, which made the transactions slow, expensive, and unreliable on Bitcoin, there became no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin is going to wind up becoming the MySpace of cryptocurrencies. It has this worldwide name recognition and a huge market cap, but the user experience is atrocious. And so MySpace had, hundreds of millions of users probably. It didn't matter. If the user experience is that bad, people are going to start using something else. And we're already seeing it happen. And Ethereum is right around half the market cap of Bitcoin, and on some days the trade volume's more. I predicted it in the past, and I'll predict it again. I think Ethereum will be the first one to eclipse Bitcoin's overall market cap, and then once that happens, the floodgate will really be opened, and these Bitcoin maximalists will be exposed as the emperors with no clothes that they really are.
And yet most of my students in my class now keep complaining about the gas fees they're having to put on Ethereum to execute basic things on Uniswap, to move things between. I mean, they're literally crying. And I'm like, look, I'm just trying to get you to understand these networks. Is that going to kill Ethereum, do you think? Or is that where Cardano comes in? Or do you think there's all sorts of innovations with 2.0 and layer 2 solutions?
Yeah, so that's the big multi-billion-dollar question: is Ethereum going to get their scaling act together? Is Cardano going to do it first? Or another one that's actually launching tomorrow is a smart Bitcoin Cash launches tomorrow. So Ethereum's gas limit, which is effectively how many transactions it can do per second, is 13 million. Smart Bitcoin Cash can run anything that Ethereum can do. You can just copy and paste the code right over. So Ethereum's gas limit is 13 million. Smart Bitcoin Cash's gas limit is 1 billion. So that's a really, really, really big step up there. And I'm really cautiously optimistic about that as well. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which one wins out as long as all of us humans around the world get to make use of it. And so we just want it sooner rather than later. But Bitcoin with its 1 megabyte blocks, I think you have to be really have the blinders on to think that that's going to be the future of decentralized finance. It's I would be embarrassed to try and promote the BTC version of Bitcoin today, to be honest.
And what about the Lightning Network? You heard that brought up on the Bitcoin stage a lot. Everyone's like, the Lightning's going to do this and that. What are your thoughts on that?
Just ask one of them to actually use it. It's not there yet. They've been promising it 18 months away for over 5 years now. And then the big one that they all seem to be the most excited about is this Lightning wallet called Strike. It's just a custodial account. It's not any more exciting than a PayPal account. So if you want to use that thing, go ahead and use it. But for me, I want uncensorable money for the entire world. And Lightning Network is not that. Maybe it will be someday. And if it is, fantastic. The world will get to use it. But it's nowhere even close to being able to do that today.